also abroad, that can benefit local communities around Europe. The idea was announced in the State of the Union speech of President of the Commission Juncker in September 2016, and then it started officially in December 2016, and then of course in 2017 with a pilot. But the idea behind it is that young people can be involved in solidarity projects, and projects can vary from many different areas where us in cities, we are very active, like integration of migrants, of course, environmental projects, education and youth projects. It has a big budget for the remaining time until end of 2020, 375.6 million. And it's foreseen to be continued in the next generation of EU funding. And of course, this is not something absolutely new, because it builds on experience of volunteering projects at EU level from the European Voluntary Service that is already more than 25 years old, and that's part of Erasmus+. But this is a recent initiative that it has its budget by itself and has a few new elements, because it's not only about volunteering, it's also about internships and work opportunities. So I will not give more information at this stage, because the colleagues from Eurochambers have a very nice presentation to offer. But what we will do is, in the next half an hour or so, we will follow the presentation on what is European Solidarity Corps and what are the benefits for cities to get involved, for local authorities. And in the last 20 minutes, we will open the floor for questions and answers, and we will have a discussion on the opportunities and trying to clarify any elements on how cities can get involved and benefit from this new initiative, new funding at EU level. During the whole presentation, I was kindly asking you to mute your microphone. If you have questions, please use the chat room, the conversation area. You can put your question there. My colleague will collect all the questions, and then we will discuss them in the last part of the webinar. And in the last part, of course, we will open the floor for even more questions. So I hope this flow works for everyone, and it is clear. And now, without further ado, I give the floor to my colleagues from Eurochambers to start the presentation that they have prepared. So Milda, you can share the screen of your presentation if you wish.
Yes, great. Thank you, Bianca. Okay, I'm trying to share the screen. Let me know if you see anything.
Let's see.
You should be able to see the PowerPoint presentation at the moment.
Not yet. Maybe it takes a few minutes. A quick welcome to everyone else who joined in the meantime. Also Anita, Papa, and we have Bethany as well from Birmingham. So welcome to the webinar. We're just starting with the presentation. Perfect timing.
Okay, and we are sharing now. Are you able to see the presentation?
No.
No.
No, okay.
Wait 1 second, maybe I have to watching the presentation.
They are.
Okay, if not, I have the PowerPoint here. I can share it. Let's see if it works. Do I share the screen? Can everyone see the presentation? Let's see if it works.
No.
Now? Yes?
Loading still? I can see it.
Okay, so I can move the slides as we go along. Okay.
Okay, we cannot see the slides, unfortunately. Everyone else can see it?
Yes.
Elsie?
Can see it.
No, I can see it.
You cannot see it, okay.
No.
Okay, we're testing it. Right.
We can see it. They should be.
Anyone else that can see the slides on the screen?
Hannah has.
From Eurochamber side, we cannot see, and Paul and Ploy, if I understood correctly, also cannot.
No, I tried, but it doesn't work.
Do you have
I can see.
your? You have the window open with the Skype call,
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly.
and do you have it separate in two? On one side where you have participants, and the other side where you have like a sort of black square.
Yes.
Yes.
On this black square, nothing appears.
No.
No. Maybe we can try once again, giving us the presentation rights, because last time when we tested, it was working fine. When we were a presenter.
Okay, so we have Vienna and Hannah can see it. But okay, let's test again.
Oh, they can.
Okay, so Milda, you can test again. So on the, you can share your screen. There is an icon close to the red button of turning off.
Yes, exactly. So I can choose share your desktop, share window, and then PowerPoint.
Try to
Because
share
in-
desktop.
Share it.
Yeah, exactly. For me, it shows that I am sharing. So let's see if you can see anything in a second. No, apparently. Apparently, it's not working. And now I'll try to share the window. Maybe that will be better option.
Okay. Yeah.
So now, are you able to see?
Not yet.
No.
Yes, apparently it's not working for us.
Okay, so I suggest I share the PowerPoint file, if that's fine with you, for those who cannot see at all. So they will be able to open the file. Is that fine?
Yeah.
Okay, that's also an option, yeah.
Okay. And for those who can see it, I will share the screen. I think I was able to send it.
Yes.
Okay. And now I will share. Huh?
Now they should be able to see it.
So can you see as well? Yeah.
From our side, we cannot see it as Eurochambers, but we have slides in front of us, so we can just go. If the rest of the people can see the slides, for us it's not a problem if we cannot see it.
All right. So for the rest, I am sharing the screen, and I'm also sending the slides. If in case you don't see the screen, you'll be able to, yes, to open yourself the PowerPoint.
Okay, we can see an attachment that
Yes.
was sent.
All right, so we can start. It means that we have all the means. So please go ahead.
Okay, so thank you, Bianca, for introductory word. Indeed, really great presentation of the Solidarity Corps, and we are very happy to have an opportunity to present it to so many cities. So thank you for this. We would like to kick off the presentation with our leader of the project, Paul Emplois, who will make an introductory background words to the presentation, and will give you some background of this whole initiative. And then from Paul Emplois, we will take it further, and we will explain you about the details and practicalities of the whole initiative. So, Elsie, I would like to give a word to you and to present the first slide about the background of the initiative.
Good morning, everybody. So I'm Elsie from Pôle emploi. I am working on the European Solidarity Corps. So first of all, I would like to thank you all for your participation today. This is very important for us and for our project. And I will present you the background of the European Solidarity Corps and the European Solidarity Corps project by Pôle emploi. So during his speech on the state of the European Union in September 2016, Jean-Claude Juncker, President of the European Commission, launched a new initiative for youth, the European Solidarity Corps. As Jean-Claude Juncker explained, it is a question of allowing young people to offer their help where it will be most useful and develop their skills by having a job while living a human experience of great value. So, the European Solidarity Corps covers 4 areas of activity: the voluntary section, the employment and internship section, the section relating to Solidarity Corps projects, and the networking activities and quality label section. So, Pôle emploi and its partner have decided to present a project under the job and internship section, which runs from the 2nd May 2017 to 31st December 2019. So this project is funded to the tune around 9 million euros by the European Programme for Employment and Social Innovation, coordinated by the Employment DG by the European Commission. So our project, for our project, we have 12 partners, including 9 employment agencies and 3 private organizations who are involved in this project. So the consortium is present in 8 European countries. As you can see on the screen, we have Belgium, Bulgaria, Germany, Spain, France, Italy, Luxembourg, and Portugal. And I now give the floor to Milda to give more details on the European Solidarity Corps.
Thank you, Elsie. Thank you for the background. And as already mentioned by Bianca, indeed the initiative was launched by Juncker in 2016. So I think this point was raised already. I think we can go ahead with the practicalities and details of what this initiative actually is. And my colleague Anna will give you some details on that.
So what the European Solidarity Corps for Youth project means. So main objective is to offer 4,000 paid short-term work placements in form of job, traineeship or apprenticeship for a period ranging between 2 and 12 months to young Europeans between 18 and 30 years old. As to the eligibility of enterprises or organizations, employers from any sector can apply, but when it comes to solidarity sectors, any work placement is eligible. So either, for example, accountant, assistant, driver, policy officer, in any of these sectors, for example, sectors like social and health, aid to refugees, environment. When it comes to other sectors, work placement needs to have a solidarity dimension. For example, anything connected to corporate social responsibility activities. To give you some examples of solidarity-related sectors on the next slide. So these are, for example, healthcare, education, creativity and culture, social integration or social work, including the reception and integration of migrants, childcare, elderly care, assistance to disabled people. For example, sector including emergency and disaster management, physical education and sport, environmental protection, food aid, and citizenship and democratic participation. Besides all these criteria, your organization or employer needs to also be legally established in the European Union. It needs to offer a paid fixed-term job, traineeship or apprenticeship with a solidarity dimension as mentioned, and it needs to be compliant with labor and fiscal laws applicable in the country where it is established and where the work placement is going to take place. So these are requirements for employers.
Thank you, Anna. So these are, in brief, the most important guidelines, what the initiative requires. And most of the time when we present this initiative to employers, because as Eurochambers, we are trying to target as many as possible employers, NGOs, companies, local municipalities. It doesn't matter the format of the company, but we are trying to target as many as possible employers who could suggest who could post the vacancies, who could offer the vacancies to the young people. So when we talk with employers, we always have a question, why should we take part in this? Why is it important for us to be in this initiative? What is the added value for us to be in this initiative? And as we say, there are many added values, of course, but maybe we could separate three key ones, three most important ones for employers. And in this case, the first one would be that if you post your vacancy via Solidarity Corps, the way to do this is very easy. I would have liked to show you that, but I think I'm not really able because I cannot share my screen. But if you would see, we have a separate website where you can go and click and simply put details about your vacancy. The website has, I think, 6-7 steps where you can just put the most important details. And then these details are stored in our database. So actually, one of the things that is easy in this case is that the process to upload the vacancy is very quick and smooth. From there, one of our employment agencies, the professionals in employment, they take the vacancy and they analyze it. What is really important is that the administrative job is done for you in this case, because our employment professionals, they take the vacancy description, they analyze it, then they go to the database of youngsters. At the moment, there are 70,000 youngsters. And then according to the criteria that you specified, they select the candidates for you. So let's say up to 5 candidates, according to your specified profile, are being sent to you. So what is happening is that your time is being saved because you don't need to do yourself the research, the posting of vacancy in various websites, trying to find the candidates. The right candidates are found for you and they are being sent to you so you can select one of them. So I think this is also a very important point. As we know, time is very important nowadays in everything. And the other point that I think is also beneficial for the agencies, for the companies and for municipalities is that there is a financial assistance attributed to the employing a youngster. Most of the financial assistance is, to be honest, is given to the youngster, but there is also financial assistance that the company is receiving. And this financial assistance is given for the integration program. So if your company decides to take up a youngster, they can offer an integration program for this youngster. An integration program means that, for example, if you see that the youngster needs to have a language course, or that you foresee that the youngster needs to be trained on particular tasks at work, or you see that a youngster will need help with administrative settlement, registering at the local municipality, or help with settling with the housing. So all the support, training, guidance that you foresee for this youngster can be financed with up to 2,000 euros bonus per youngster. So in practice, how this would work is that once you decide to hire a youngster, you would list a number of integration points that you foresee for this person, and then you would send this integration plan to the employment agency, and if we approve, then you will be able, at the end of the program, at the end of a youngster's employment phase, to get the reimbursement up to 2,000 euros. So this is what is being provided to the employer. There are benefits provided to the youngster as well. For example, if you decide to hire a youngster, but you think that you need to have a physical interview with the person, the interview of the youngster is being reimbursed up to a certain amount, but the traveling cost to the interview and from the interview is reimbursed for the youngster. Also, the traveling to the country, to the employment country, and traveling back from the employment country to home country is also being funded for the youngster. Also, youngster gets some sort of pocket money, let's say, for certain things that let's say language courses and so on. So there are a little bit more benefits given to the youngster, but there is also a benefit that is given to the company, which I mentioned before. So this is regarding funding. What is also important that, as I mentioned, administrative burden is reduced for you while looking for the candidates. But it's not only that. So our employment professionals, they help you to find the candidates, but they don't leave you there. They also help you along the process. So let's say once the youngster already moved to the country and he is employed in your company, the employment agency is following closely the youngster and how he is being settling in the company. So before the employment, during the employment, and after the employment, there is a professional support provided by the employment agencies in case of some contract questions or some legal issues. So this is also a plus. What else is that you can broaden the multicultural dimension in your company, and you have young, talented people who are rapidly available. And I don't know, maybe you are questioning why, who are those youngsters in that database? Who are those youngsters? But when we check the youngsters, they are all well-educated graduates, and they are keen to take up the job. It's just that they are waiting for the companies like you to give them an opportunity. So if we go to the next slide, which says how to take part, actually, I would have liked to show you how this process looks if you register with us. The reason I wanted to show you is that it is really simple, and if you click on this link or if you go back to your offices and you check this link, you will see that if you go there, you will have an opportunity to post your vacancy, and it will take you a few clicks, maybe some copy paste, and then your vacancy will be in the website. So unfortunately, I cannot demonstrate you this at the moment, but I encourage you to, after the presentation, to go back to your desks or offices and check this out.
Yeah, we just opened the page, the front page, the main page on how to join the program.
Okay.
So it's joining the program, and then you continue. Do you wish to hire a motivated person? Yes, we continue. In
Yes.
which country is your company located? Company or municipality? We could say it's in Belgium, like Eurocities is in Belgium.
Yes.
That's the first step. Then the second step would be, does my company offer solidarity-related placements? We could click yes. In Eurocities,
Yes.
we have a Solidarity Cities initiative, yes.
Exactly, and one of the most important things is that the vacancy has to be solidarity related. That's one of the things. And if you want to know what are the solidarity related vacancies, there is a quick explanation popping out there.
Mm-hmm. And then there is a form to fill in about your company or your. I see every time there is a company, it also relates to the city as employer. So the name,
Yes.
it could be Eurocities, or it could be the city of Barcelona, address, registration, all this information, number of employees, legal status. In the case of a city, you could click other, perhaps, and then you can explain
Yes.
you are a public authority at local level.
Exactly.
Yes. We have to just fill in to be able to go next. Mm-hmm. Yes. We're trying to go to the next page. One
Okay. I think the numerical value has to be added for VAT. I think otherwise it will not be taking you further.
We tried to just type something. And now the next page is your company or your city can offer, and you have to select between a job on a fixed term contract, an apprenticeship, or a traineeship. So depends on the placement, on the opportunity. We could say a traineeship. In the case of Eurocities, we have often traineeships to offer in our office. We clicked on the traineeship and we click continue. And now we need to describe the assignment. So job title, areas of activity. So in our case will be trainee potentially. We work on social challenges, and we can see we can select multiple choice. Social challenges, reception of integration of refugees and migrants, health and well-being, employment, and then we continue. Also continuing with description of the assignment, brief presentation of the employer, location of the placement, so Brussels, country, and then city.
If you select country, Belgium, then you should have an option between Flanders, Wallonia, and Brussels.
Yes, so we selected Brussels, and now we continue. And the third, this page on description of the assignment, duration of the placement. Usually we have 6 months. Monthly salary, it's yes, to be named, let's say. Weekly working hours, 31 to 40. So we can see it's quite easy. We don't need to go through the whole process. This is just a demonstration to show how to place a vacancy, a placement there. And we are towards the end, so requested profile. So if you are a city and you have a work placement, you can here put what you're requesting, what sort of experience, how many years, what studies. And then it continues. Also with profile required, how many spoken languages. You can click on English, French, or German, or show more languages. And we are towards the end. If you need a driving license or no need for driving license, contact person, then you can select and put a contact person to be contacted via email or phone, and then you put your email address, you select the language, and then you post the offer. So I think that's towards the end. Yes.
Yes, exactly.
So this is how it works. Yes. So this is a small demonstration. If you're an employer or a city that is looking for employing a young person in a solidarity project, this is how it works. So we are back to the presentation. We have some practical examples or success stories.
May I just add something before we continue? Maybe we forgot to underline that it's all about cross-border placements. So actually, we are looking, or organization would look for a youngster from another EU country to employ him or her.
Thank you for adding this. This is important because this is why the European project, the European initiative to have the cross-border element is very important, just as it was also in the European Voluntary Service. Good to know. And do you want to explain some examples on success stories?
Yeah.
Yes, so we give a word to Elsie from Public Employment Agency, who have some practical examples, in this case, 3 practical examples of the implementation of this initiative. Elsie.
Yes, thank you. So actually we have only 38 placements have been done. So in general we have good feedback of the candidates. And I will present you 3 little stories, so how they find their jobs and how we help them. So the first success story is stories of Irene and Amanda. So they are both 23 years old, they are Spanish, they live in Spain, and they are graduate nurse. So they were looking for a nursing position in France, so they both obtained an interview in France in February at the Pitié-Salpêtrière Hospital in Paris, one of the famous hospitals in Paris. So for their interview, they have got benefits from the financial support for interview, as Milda told you. So we reimburse all the costs of the interview. They both got the job, so this is a good news for them. This is a very added value for their career and their projects. Actually, they are benefiting from the financial support for recognition of diploma, because when you are a nurse, you have to have a diploma with the corresponding criteria of the country, and they will benefit from the relocation support too, so they can finance their travel and the first costs in Paris.
Elsie, is this a job they were obtaining, a fixed term job or a traineeship or internship?
This is a fixed term job. It's 3 months fixed term job, and then they can have an open-ended contract.
All right, thank you.
So the second success story is Jan. So Jan is 28 years old. She's Belgian and lives in Belgium. She's graduate. She was in internship, but she was looking for a job to move forward in the professional project. So she was supported by our Belgian partner Actiris, and she found a job in France. She actually worked in Upper Rhine Management Center as territorial administrative assistant. So municipalities, cities can find European Solidarity Corps candidates too, and we have candidates who are interested in this job. So she has found a job in relation with her study. The Upper Rhine Management Center have found a good candidate, so we have done a really good placement and we're a good match. And the third success story, so the next is a success story of an organization. So the CCIVS, the Coordinating Committee for International Voluntary Service, contacted us several times in order to receive candidature of European youngsters who are interested in position in their organization and who have a profile corresponding to the offer. So we had 4 offers from them, so 2 traineeship and 2 fixed-term contracts. So in order to find a perfect candidate, we have transferred the offer to our advisor in Pôle emploi in France. We work every day with people who want to go abroad, and to our European partners and to some partners in France who work with youngsters every day. So with our partners and advisor, we selected interesting profile for the CCIVS, and we send all the selected profile to this organization who make a choice who they want to meet, who is not good for the offer. So this organization has invited some candidates for an interview. This interview has been reimbursed for all candidates. For the 4 placements, they were searching a candidate. They always find a candidate, so we try to support them. We always advise and support the organization who have posted an opportunity on our website, and we try to find the good candidate.
That's very interesting. Thank you so much, Elsie, for these very practical examples and success stories. It's always great to learn from what has been done so far and to see the reality, the real opportunities, and how to help the young people find a job or a traineeship to advance in their career. Now we will move toward the final part of our webinar on questions and answers. And to introduce this part, just to mention from our side of Eurocities how we understand this opportunity. There are 2 ways in which cities can be involved. You've heard about the main way as employer. Of course, a lot of cities are employing many professionals every day for city-led solidarity projects or projects linked to a solidarity dimension in social health projects or other integration of migrants, of course, and refugees. So this is one way in which if you're looking for somebody, an employee or an intern, a trainee, you can post this vacancy as we demonstrated, and you will receive very practical support and quite fast from the colleagues in the employment services and from Eurochambers to match with your requirements so that you find a skillful young person. But there is a second way in which cities can get involved. We haven't discussed yet, but it's important to mention it. Cities are catalysts or facilitators, mediators at local level of a big network of employers, being it from public, private, or non-profit sector. Of course, you know the best the local labor market in your city. You're often discussing with employers and with companies. So one other way is to promote this opportunity of the European Solidarity Corps which can help employers in your city find the skills they need and the young people. And in this way, you can tackle the skills mismatch that many in our cities are facing. We have quite a lot of job vacancies offered by companies, but we don't find the skills needed. So yes, why not use this platform to find the skills from young people in a different country? And in that way, we also tackle youth unemployment that is still very high, much higher than the average age group. So we can tackle two social challenges in our city, skills mismatch and the youth unemployment, and help each other between cities so that we can recruit and contract young people from our cities to the other one. So this is from the side of Eurocities why we felt this is very important opportunity. Of course, the solidarity dimension is absolutely becoming fundamental to strengthen the European project. Young people develop their skills, they contribute to the European dimension, and they help tackle a solidarity project in one of our cities. And you saw there is a little bit of financial assistance for the employer or the city, but also a lot of support for the young person to come to the interview, to receive the support during the placement. So you get all these advantages. So, of course, I could be speaking more, but that's not the point now. It's about getting your questions and clarifying more. So we have already a first question coming from Vienna about how are young people informed about these opportunities? How are reaching out to young people? How is it being promoted, this Solidarity Corp initiative among the young people?
Yes, thank you, Bianca, for the question. I just wanted to inform everyone that we have our senior expert, Birgit Arens, joining the conference as well. So she is here with us now. Yes, I can try to answer this question from my side, and my colleagues can contribute, of course. But we do the promotion in our consortium since we have 12 partners. 9 partners are public employment agencies and 3 partners are private organizations. We are based in 8 different countries. So we do the promotion on our websites, social media, organizing events, and meeting with organizations. So for example, I can say from Eurochamber side, what we do is we engage with actors who are active on a European level. For example, European Youth Forum, who is active to promote this initiative to the youngsters. Also, European Solidarity Corps is being presented during the European Youth Week, which is happening this week. We are meeting with Friends of Europe organization on Friday, who have also an event directed towards youngsters. So we are actually doing this physically by giving a presentation, or we are doing it bilaterally with the representatives of European associations. And of course, what is important, that for youngsters, social media is is playing a big role. So to reach out to youngsters, we try to inform them via social media, via LinkedIn page, and also there is a Facebook page of European Solidarity Corps. So the reach out is also being done via social media.
Excellent. So it's using different channels, different organizations to be able to reach out to as many young people as possible. So it seems Vienna is happy with the answer. Thank you, Vienna. Anyone else? Any questions you have or points for clarification? Claudia from Stuttgart is typing a message. If you want, you can also use your microphone. This is the moment when you can put on your microphone and ask a question. Yes, Claudia, please go ahead. Okay, Claudia typed the question. A practical question is to be legally established in the European Union. Do you mean by this the peak number, that the organization has to have a peak number, or do employers need another code?
Hello, everybody. I'm Linda. I will reply to this question. When you speak about being legally established in a member country, this just simply refers to the legal registration process that any company in the member states have to go through. For instance, in Belgium, we have the registration with the authorities. Every company gets a register number so that it's registered with the different ministries, Ministry of Finance, the Chambers of Commerce in other countries. So there is no special registration needed. It's just to confirm that this company exists legally and also has a legal status, being it a personal responsible company, and a limited liability company, or whatsoever. This is what we mean with having a legal identity.
All right. And in the case of a municipality acting as an employer, the legal entity being a municipality, an elected local government and city administration, that is a legal identity sufficient enough to be demonstrated?
Yes, it is.
Okay,
yes,
thank
you. Because the program foresees and allows for what is called public entities also to be part of the campaign and to be employers in this case. And according to your national law or the national laws in the countries, there is a law or body regulating the functioning of municipalities, of the public bodies, and that is fully sufficient in this case.
Okay, excellent. Thank you so much.
I have a question, Bianca.
Yes, please go ahead, Louise. Louise from Gothenburg.
Yeah. You fill in that the salary, is it the way that the company need to have a financial for some kind of salary to ground with, or is it financed via the funding from EU?
No. Yes. The salary has to be paid by the employer. So it is important thing of this initiative that the salary that the position, the vacancy has to be paid by the employer. Either it is apprenticeship, traineeship, or a job. The vacancy has to be paid by the employer, and the funding for this doesn't come from the European Union. The funding only comes for the integration program.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, and the level of the salary is that linked to the national law, I suppose. It's and it will vary, of course, depending by internship, apprenticeship, and fixed job opportunity.
Yes, it does. And there the employer always have to conform also to the national legislation in place, the national labor legislation in place. So when you speak about a determined sector, it is at least the minimum salary in that sector that needs to be applied, of course, also in line with the company's policy.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so in that case, Louise, very good question. In that case, the company or the city will not receive the financial support for covering the salary, but there is a financial assistance for the integration element, the 2,000 euro that comes at the end of the project.
Exactly.
Okay, thank you.
But that means that if you have 10 people to employ, you could apply for 10 times the 2,000 euro for the integration project.
Yes, exactly. That is the case.
All right. Any other questions from the attendees? Points for clarification, something that you want to find out about the European Solidarity Corps. Of course, we are just discussing now the occupational strand. There is a separate strand for volunteering projects that is not being presented today. That's only for volunteering. Now we are just discussing the occupational, the job-related element. Okay, any other questions? Um, Maybe I can share with you when there were early days of the European Solidarity Corps being discussed by the European Commission and European Parliament. Eurocities was part of the discussions, and we were pushing quite hard to have also the public authorities mentioned among employers and among the entities to participate in this initiative, because solidarity projects, of course, are very important in our local communities. So we often discuss about integration projects, about social projects, and that can be an example of a solidarity project through this initiative. And we were very happy in the final text to have the local public authorities mentioned, and especially cities, municipalities mentioned. So yes, it's a very big achievement compared to, for example, other programs, European Voluntary Service, where cities can participate, but they are not necessarily explicitly mentioned. It's more about NGOs and about civil society. So if you have any questions, points for clarification, now is a good moment to ask. Maybe I would like to ask a question from myself to the colleagues in Eurochambers. This is a pilot project. For how long have you had it, and how many job placements have you covered so far?
Well, the project is a pilot, as you rightly say. So we have been active since roughly mid-2016, and it will run so until the end of this year. I believe that Elsie from Pôle emploi stated earlier the number of placements that have taken place so far. The number is still quite limited, which is due to the fact that it was the first time that this initiative was brought to life as a pilot, and so all the partners had first, I would say, to find their way into it and how to promote things in the frame of the project, and also to find their space with regards to other European initiatives that are going on for youth employment.
Yeah, that's correct. There's a lot. The youth guarantee is a big one, and it's very popular also in our municipalities. Maybe a question to the city delegates online. Do you find this initiative interesting for your city, for your solidarity projects? What do you think about this opportunity?
Claudia, can you voice it if you want?
We have Claudia from Stuttgart typing. Anyone else who wants to take the floor, you can speak. So Vienna says it sounds interesting for Vienna, for the city of Vienna. So potentially something to explore. Also in the Vienna Social Fund. Very good to hear from you, Julia and Karin. We know you do quite a lot of work on social fund and social support, social housing. So could be a way to, yes, employ or integrate other young people from other EU countries into your projects. So something interesting. Yeah. We are waiting also for other cities. So Claudia from Stuttgart. Anyway, we will disseminate this opportunity also to the cities that could not make it today, so that we spread the message as much as possible. As I said earlier in my small intervention, of course, the opportunity is there for cities as employers, but cities also are facilitators of local labor market actors. So cities can further promote this opportunity to your own companies and your own employers in your city. Okay, so there's one interesting point coming from Vienna, referring to internships, about the existing insurance of the young people, youngsters, would be mandatory. Vienna, do you refer insurance, health insurance, or insurance to continue the internship with the job? What kind of insurance?
It should be health insurance and insurance in case of accidents.
All right, so health insurance.
This is what is required when someone from Austria wants to be part of the Vienna Social Fund as an intern.
Yes, yes. A good question maybe to the colleagues in Eurochambers: is any health insurance provided to the young person traveling and working in in another EU country for this initiative?
No, this is incumbent of the obligations and tasks of the employer. As we go with the principle that this will be a short-term employment contract, this also means that all the other linked obligations from the employer in terms of hiring somebody for an employment contract or for traineeship are covered. So in this case, the European Solidarity for Co-ops for Youth project is not covering the insurance contracts for the young people. It will contribute to the travel cost of the young person, and so as such, the travel as such will be covered, but not the stay and not the employment duration in the country of destination.
All right, thank you for the clarification. Yes, it's important to know. And then we have colleagues from Barcelona, David and Alba, who shared their opinion that it sounds very interesting, and they will share the project with colleagues from social projects and social entities. So thank you so much, David and Alba. And Hannah from the Gothenburg office had to leave. Thank you, Hannah, for being with us at the webinar. Okay, so while we're waiting for the last comments, if you have any last questions or comments, please write now in the chat discussion part. I can share with you the next steps we will do. So this webinar has been recorded as it was delivered live. So we have a recording to share with all participants, all city delegates registered, but some could not attend this morning. So we'll share this recording. We will also share the recording with all our city members from cities in social affairs forum and in the funding updates. And with your permission, Milda and Anna, we can share your PowerPoint presentation about the different elements and the success stories so far with the European Solidarity Project.
Yes, of course.
Thank you very much. If the opportunity will come in the future and if there is more interest coming from cities, we will look for other ways in which we can also facilitate future presentations, maybe at our events, maybe an info point on our website about the European Solidarity Corps. So we will keep exploring these options. It seems that we have no more questions at this point. Everything seems clear. So I thank every one of you, of my colleagues from cities, for attending this webinar. Thank you for your time. I hope it was interesting. I hope now you have a better idea of what is European Solidarity Corps, at least the occupational strand. We will try to do a similar presentation for the volunteering strand, for voluntary projects, where you can work with young people as volunteers, not as employees. And I thank Eurochambers and Pôle Emploi for your very good presentation, very clear, and for organizing this webinar together. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you as
everyone.
well. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Bianca.
Bye.
Bye
Thank
bye.
you.
Bye
Thank you.
everyone.
Bye.